don't know if y'all know it, but we're going to win. I don't know if you feel it, but we're going to win. I don't know if you can see it, but we're going to win. You got to understand, we're going to win right
now. Nobody can still function without it and give you medication to support the function that it was supposed to do in the body. If you can't live without it, they're going to give you a life expectancy. They're going to tell you, oh, you have X, Y, and Z kind to it. That's the way they do it. But when you work in the realms of holistic health, functional health, we understand that there is an interconnectedness that has to happen within the body because we got one blood. If you look at that, that's showing you how to map yourself. And you're able to govern your book by what you need. And I want y'all to take a real good look at yourself. Because y'all not going to be the same. The person that you came as, memorialize that person right now. Because you're about to be something different, something greater.
I want you to wake up every single day between you and God. I want you to go deeper.
What is that next for you?
As a beauty professional, what's your role in the hair loss pandemic? Are you an observer or a first responder? Sadly, we're at fault here. Vast majority of our colleagues in the hair care industry have no idea how to treat hair loss in an effective and sustainable way. Most of us feel helpless when faced with hair loss, and aside from a few temporary fixes, we cannot offer the client what they need the most, a permanent, holistic solution to their receding hairline. Well, what is the answer? The answer lies in functional trichology. By becoming a trichologist yourself, you can expect to advance your career to the next level beyond the chair. Become the go-to person, the authority in your market when it comes to hair loss issues. If this sounds appealing to you, you've come to the right place. It's time to join a community of hair loss experts at the American Academy of Hair and Scalp Diseases, where you can join the movement to eradicate hair loss.
You got to understand, we're going to win right now.
My existence is a physical manifestation of a divine intention. Everything I think, everything I do, and everything I am is a singular expression of an infinite source. I embody the deepest wisdom, the highest truth, and the grandest love. I am an ever-evolving emanation of the creative genius that is God.
We're going to win.
Bloop, bloop. Hey, y'all, what's cracking? Listen, it is your girl, Sharia Frazier, and I am here to guide you guys outside of the box. I am so glad that you guys have decided to tune in for today. Listen, we are going to have a great time this evening. We are going to basically be talking about hair loss, clarity, confidence, unstuck, right? And so for those of you guys that are new to this platform, it is all about being educated, being enlightened, so that you guys can be able to take these tools back and apply it to yourself. I'm so grateful and so honored that my girl Kai Smith has decided to join me for this evening. She is going to be able to give you guys some feedback on what it is that she does, what it is that she offers, and be able to be a game changer for you. Let your friends know what is going on tonight. I want you guys to put in the comments and let us know where you guys are from, and let's get started. Kai Smith, come on in the room, girl.
Good evening, good evening. What's going on?
Good evening.
How you doing?
I am doing good. Listen, I am super excited to be able to let the people know what it is that you do, what it is that you offered. I can't wait to let the people know how it is that we have met, because I have attended to your classes, right? And so you have been able to help me in so many facets, right? Whether it's been introducing me to the trichology world as the beginning stages, And you've also helped me on the back end and paid it forward, which is such a blessing, right? Because we never know how the individual person can be able to help someone, whether it is to move forward in one direction or be able to see a light and be able to and pivot to another direction. But I know that I want to share with them and let them know that I told you that I will always make you proud of me because of how you have just helped me and showed me so many things when it comes to the hair industry, whether it is dealing with in personal life, career wise, just being able to look at things in a completely different facet. So I definitely want you to be able to let my audience know who you are and what it is that you offer.
All right. Well, thank you so much for inviting me onto your platform this evening. I do have to say that I am proud of you. And
Thank
you
you.
did tell me that. You told me that, what was that? Like 2019, I think it was, when
Yeah.
I first met you, and you came to our Las Vegas ID.
Mhm.
So that's how long ago it's been. And so
Yes.
I'm very proud of you to watch your trajectory from 2019 to current. So
Thank
thank
you.
you again for having me in this space. I'm creating a platform to be able to spill the tea. I am Kai Smith, also known as your hair loss advocate. I am the founder of the American Academy of Hair and Scalp Diseases, where we certify beauty pros to become functional trichologists. And I am also the creator of our signature course, Identifying Hair Loss Behind the Chair, better known as IDBTC. I am an author. I am a mother. I am a wife. I am a lover of God. And I'm very passionate about what it is that I do. I've had the ability over the past 3 decades to build a business, a successful business through my passion, which is cosmetology. And then that transcended into purpose, which is now trichology. So I've had the best of both worlds in the beauty industry. And I love the beauty industry because it has multiple facets to it. And it is a multi-billion-dollar industry. So there's no reason why one should be broke operating in this space as a licensed beauty professional. Not only that, I've been able to leverage another industry that is very much connected to the beauty industry, and that is the hair loss industry, which is another multi-billion-dollar industry. So my mantra is, if you are a cosmetologist, trichology is the new cosmetology. And the reason why that is because in today's era of styling hair, there's no way you can afford to be without trichology. Trichology is like the insurance. It's like trying to drive a vehicle without insurance. So styling hair without trichology is basically causing you to be exposed. So I always say, indemnify your career with trichology. And I'm passionate about that. And trichology is one of those things where the power of it can extend somebody's life if they're willing to go the distance with you. So I'm sold out. I'm sold out, completely sold out to trichology. Definitely.
Yeah, and you know, I think that that is like so good that you are speaking about this because when I found out about the trichology, you know, it was new for me. And so I think that it is very important that all stylists should definitely get their feet wet when it comes to the trichology. It is very important for you to kind of know some history, some sorts of information that you could be able to get your clients on the right path. You might not be able to service them completely, but at least you could be able to help them in some sort of fashion, and then you could be able to connect them to the next person if when it becomes out of your realm. Because that's the thing too, when you know that it's too much for you, then guide them to somebody else to where they can complete the task to being able to help them. And so, you know, I want to be able to I came up with some questions that I wanted to be able to ask you because, you know, we as stylists, our brains go faster than what the words can come out of our mouth. And so I was like, you know what? Let me kind of get these list of questions together, and let me be able to ask you some questions. And so I definitely want to be able to know that on your journey from a hairstylist, I know that you are certified and you are inspired, but what was the pivot moment that made you realize that the solution to your hair loss wasn't just a product, but it was the process for you?
That's a loaded question. So let me see if I can condense that.
Okay.
In short, I started recognizing, let me retract.
Okay.
In all of my career, I've always been a hairstylist who pride herself in healthy hair, right? I didn't market myself as a healthy hairstylist because I think that's a given. When you are a licensed beauty professional, it should come with healthy hair services. So we shouldn't have to market ourselves as a healthy hairstylist. But I always provided a healthy hair service. And so when I started seeing clients show up with thinning hair or hair in the trap, in the shampoo trap, that was excessive, I would consider excessive. And I knew that I hadn't made any changes to products or anything like that. I wasn't over manipulating with heat or chemicals.
Yeah.
And I started searching myself, and I came up empty because I'm like, well, I'm not doing anything different. But then clients were questioning too, because they're seeing a lack of density. They're starting to see a shift in their hair fibers. It's lackluster and it's not responding the way that it used to respond. And this appeared to be like it was an overnight type of thing, but it really was not an overnight type of thing. It was a compounded effect that then when it showed itself, it exposed itself really good, right? But being ignorant to what happens within the dermis and only ever really being well versed in what happens within the epidermis, I didn't have any questions. I mean, I didn't have any answers. And sometimes I didn't even know the right question that needed to be asked. Quite frankly, to even give my clients the support that they needed in my research. And so I did what we all know to do. And my first, line of defense was saying, well, let me do the check down. I didn't do anything wrong. Well, how do you defend yourself to your client saying you didn't do anything wrong, yet everything is going wrong with their hair, and your hands are the only hands that are in this hair? These clients were like work weekly and bi-weekly, or coming once a month. And so when you're the only person with your hands in the cookie jar, then it looks like it's your fault. Well, I didn't have enough education to defend my position. And so I'm sending them out to the dermatologist and saying, hey, this is the person, this is the expert that handles that. What's going on with you is above me. Right. However, I would send a lot of them there. In fact, at one point, it got to my own hair loss situation. And so as someone who was well-versed in healthy hair and all the things, I still couldn't make to stop my own hair loss because I was short of knowledge, but I still didn't know that I was short of knowledge. I did what I told them to do. I went to a dermatologist also, but then coming up empty-handed, the same things that they're being told, stop using chemicals where they're chemical free. Well, use these ointments on your scalp. Well, I'm an African-American woman. I can't do this to my hair every day and still show up presentable to my job. So what do? They pick up the prescription, they use it 1 or 2 times, and then they tuck it away in the medicine cabinet or under the sink. I'm getting the interlesional injections. Hair is growing in areas where it's coming out, but it's still coming out in other areas. So I knew that wasn't the answer. And so I had to go on a quest. So again, I said the question was loaded, but in a nutshell, I couldn't help my clients. I couldn't help myself. What I was used to doing, grabbing a hold to my fortifying conditioners, that were proteins and menders, that wasn't keeping the hair on the head anymore. So I knew it was something else that had to be going on. And finally, I figured out through my own self what the issue was. And this was something greater than just my hair. So no matter how much product I spent money on, no matter, if I had all the best education in hair fibers and how to do all things to retain hair, it wasn't working because it wasn't about what was going on within the epidermis. It was about what was going on in the dermis, and I had no idea. So that's when I learned that it wasn't the product, it was the process.
Right. And I'm glad that you said that you said you took it upon yourself to still be able to go find out the information to better equip you to get the information that you need. It's not only to be able to help you, but now being able to help others, which I think that this is like so important that we constantly saying this all the time, because stylists that will come back and look at the replay, you two are going through the same things, right? But you're not willing to take out the time to invest in yourself and get the information and the knowledge that you need to be able to help your customers that are coming in. You can't just figure out this stuff on your own. Like, you have to be able to go and educate yourself. And even if this is not the path that you decide that you want to go into, but you should always invest to figure out what works for you, because guaranteed you're going to use some of this information one day or another. You think that you're not, but you really are. You know what I mean? And so I think that it's dope that you're saying this, because we as humans, as stylists, we always feel like that we can figure things out on our own. And sometimes, most of the times, you got to be able to go to somebody else that's smarter than you, that has the information and all this other, and all the information that you need to be able to help you. So I'm glad that you said this, even though we say it all the time, but maybe today could be that light bulb moment that can go off in someone's head to be like, you know what, I need to really go ahead and just go ahead and invest in this. I don't know Kai Smith, I've never heard of her, but let me go and check her out. And I would definitely say this about Kai. She's all about the information. She definitely wants you to be able to understand it. It's not a short cookie cutter where you're going to get it one thing. It is a process. So when you first go and you find out, it's the introductory, but she's always going to give you more, right? And then you want to be able to come back and take it even further. But she's that one that's going to take the time, because she wants you to get it. She wants you to be able to understand it. And I say that to say, because there's a lot of educators that are not willing to take the time for you to be able to understand and want you to get it. She wants you to win, and I think that that's so important, that we let people know that you are a winner and you want others to win, right? And so I want to be able to ask my next question when it comes to the process versus the product. Many people turn to products as a quick fix for their hair loss, which is what we kind of talked about just a little bit. But how do you guide someone to trust your process over the promises of an instant results? Because we want something real quick. Like we'll go on a diet, and I say it all the time. I think I done lost 5 pounds today. Like, I done really starved myself today, right? Not eat healthier. I starved myself. And it's like, okay, come on now. So what do you say to that, Kai?
Well, feedback.
Huh. Oh, say something. Let me hear you.
Is it still there? Yep, it's still there. I don't know what happened.
Because they know we about to give some good information.
Can you hear it still? Yep.
Very little.
Little? Okay. I'm just going to continue to, hopefully it'll dissolve
itself. Kink itself out, yes.
But it's about mindset.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what I've had to learn over the years of doing this, because when I first started, I had so much great information and I just wanted to vomit it on the clients. This is when I was working in just the trichology mode of serving clients only before I became an educator of it. And I had so much information. I was still an educator because I'm that at heart, but I was not educating my peer. I was educating the actual client that had to go through the process. And as I was doing that, I was so excited about the information that I had, and I wanted them to get it. I wanted them to get it, and I wanted them to recover as a result of it. But what you quickly learn is not everybody is ready for that, right?
Mhm.
And so you have to be able to evaluate, and this is something that I educate thoroughly on in all of my programs, is that you have to be careful that you're not casting your pearls before swine, because just
Mhm.
because you have the information and somebody has the problem that you have the solution to, it does not make them an ideal candidate for what it is that you offer.
Mhm.
So if a person has a mentality of quick fix, that means that they believe in quantum leap. They want something to happen overnight. And a person like that does not believe in a process. They believe in instant, right? And
Yes.
nothing about any kind of recovery is instantaneous. So
Yes.
that we have to understand the person that we're dealing with. And if I get someone that I sense, and I pre-screen all of my calls before I take them in, and there's a certain amount of questions that are asked during that intake call, and if I sense by the way they answer questions that they are not going to follow the process, I will tell them that they are not a good fit, simply because I don't believe in wasting my time or anyone else's time. And what I promise is not that I'm recovering your hair. I'm not growing your hair back. What I promise
Mhm.
is that I'm going to partner with you to help you identify how you got here, and then I'm
Yes.
going to teach you the steps to get better. And your job is going to be to implement the steps. That does
Yes.
not include me. I'm here to cheer you on and guide you and make corrections to protocols if necessary, but I am not here to grow your hair back. I cannot grow your hair back. Your body does that. I'm here to align your body. And so I'm
Yes.
very, very clear on what it is that I offer, who I offer it to. And if I sense that the mindset is not in a space to be able to handle that, then I don't onboard them. Or if they get past that point and I sense it, we have that conversation then, because I need them to understand that the hair doesn't grow because of what you put on it. They have a thing called hair food, but it does not grow the hair. The body's cells actually grow the hair. And when cells are out of alignment, there's no
Yeah.
way the hair is going to grow. So we have to have a come to Jesus conversation and make sure we're on one accord. And if we're not, then I don't onboard, because I've had too many experiences where I wanted it more than they did, and it pulled
Yeah.
on me and it exhausted me. And then I felt like I needed to sit in somebody's chair, to have on somebody's couch, to have a conversation after allowing them to backpack on me with their stuff because they want somebody to do it for them. So I don't typically onboard people. And one of the questions that is a telltale sign that they want something done quick is when you ask them, so have you ever sought any other professional treatment outside of this trichology call? Yes, I've seen 3 different dermatologists or 2 different dermatologists, or I've seen 1 different dermatologist. Well, did they give you a diagnosis? Yes. Did they give you a prescription? Yes. What was it? Well, it was X, Y, and Z, but I only did it for a little bit and I stopped doing it because I didn't think it was working. That is a for sure sign that you are not a candidate for me, because
Yeah.
what the doctor is going to offer you is a done for you, because the medicine is going to trick your body into doing something that it doesn't know how to do, which is going to get you through a process. So you don't have to do anything. They're not telling you to change habits. They're not telling you anything but to take this prescription and how to take it. They haven't told you to correct anything. They haven't
Yes.
identified what's out of balance. So if you can't fall in alignment with that, you definitely can't fall in alignment with me, because I'm going to be a lot of work.
Yeah, and listen, on that note, I need for that to just marinate for just a moment. We are going to take a short little break, but I need for that to marinate, because that right there, that was a mouthful. And a lot of you guys are not ready. And you got to be ready to be able to shift, which comes with clarity, which comes with confidence, which comes with unstuck. So hold that thought for just one moment while we take a quick little commercial.
You gotta do it afraid. You gotta do it with the unknown. And you can't do this to God. Because I was holding on to clients because I was in an expired season. And being in an expired season you hold other people up from getting what they're supposed to get. So when I release those clients, guess what? They're going to other people that need those clients. So my release is a blessing for someone else. So I'm holding up because I'm hoarding. And God is already making room for me spiritually in other areas of my life and gifting because I've served all my time here and I asked God for this. So how dare you be afraid when it show up and you want to hold on to something that you hoard and that's no longer yours. These people belong to somebody else in the next season. And you're overstaying because it's comfortable, because you got used to it, because this is how you've been living. Somebody in here is comfortable. Somebody in here is afraid. Somebody in here is doing this to God. And God is saying, I need to see more of you. And the only way you can prove yourself to me is by releasing back to me what is already mine, that I've already given to you. And I just need to see if I can trust you to give it back. Whoever this message is for, you got to go to God like this. Because you giving everything back and you can take everything in.
Okay, that was right on time right there. Okay, so, I get really excited when I see a leader that is showing other inspired leaders how to lead. And it is so dope to be able to see how you lead, Kai. It is so dope how I see how you able to transform people's lives when it comes to being educated in the trichology world. Like, I can't say it enough how you truly inspire me of just being able to educate us, right? Giving us the tools and the knowledge that we need to be able to take back to our clients and guide them, and for us to be able, for you to be able to be on this platform and to introduce you to others that a lot of people that I know really don't know much about trichology, right? And it's crazy in 2025 that there's a lot that really that doesn't know about it, but they just are too afraid to feel like that they are worthy to invest in themselves to get this information, right? And so even though we are on here talking about hair loss, right? But it's so important of how I wanted to be able to bring you on, because even though I am a stylist and I have my fashion boutique, everything goes hand in hand. Because if you're dealing with hair loss, you don't have the confidence to be able to go outside, to be able to connect with people. If you're not dressed the way that you feel that you're comfortable, all of these things go hand in hand. And so, I have wanted to be able to have you to come on because you have sowed so much seed with Sister Slay Boutique. And so I have wanted you to be able to, share with my people, one, why do you like the boutique so much? But how does that go hand in hand when it comes to hair loss and self-image?
Okay. So as far as self-image, as far as hair loss, and then connecting that to why I've sown seed into your business. Image is everything, regardless to what business you're in, no matter what it is you're doing. If you're an entrepreneur, if you are, punching a time clock, it doesn't matter. I've always been taught that one should carry themselves well, right? And that people decide who they think you are before you even open your mouth when they look at you. They've already made a decision in their mind about you. And so if you are the actual window. Your physical, your outer piece is the window that they're looking through to sum you up and determine that. That's the first thing that their eyes are going to see. We need to represent that well, not just for others, but because it makes you feel good. I just said today, I said, when I get dressed, because I work in my home office. And so when I get dressed at home and come and sit in my office like I am now, I'm more productive in that space. Even though I'm at home, I'm still more productive because I feel better than if I'm slumming around and I'm looking crazy,
Yeah.
even though nobody is going to see me. I need to look right for me.
For
Because
myself.
my headspace needs to be in the right space when I'm creating content and I'm building curriculum or I'm coaching or whatever it is that I'm doing. I need to feel good so that when I project that energy, it lands right, it hits right.
Yeah.
So I have to keep myself, my headspace right, and looking right helps me with that. So
Yeah.
as far as how that correlates to trichology, a lot of that's a broad question, but I'm going to give just a one piece on that.
There you go. Come on.
When you look at the crown, right? We touch a lot of crowns as beauty professionals. We should be a billboard for ourselves. We should be advertisement for ourselves. If you were looking for a realtor and they lived in an apartment and they didn't own a home, what would you think?
I would think, now how are you going to sell a house but you're in an apartment?
Right.
It's not adding up.
Not adding up, but it happens.
Yeah.
It happens. So when I'm looking for a beauty professional, I don't want to see the hat and the scarves and all the bonnets and all the things that we show up with, right? If I'm looking for a trichologist, I want to work with somebody that has some hair. Right.
Yeah.
So all of these things are pertinent. They're essential when we're looking at image and we're connecting them to image, especially when we're looking at our professional image. And so when you are out there and you are selling something, because we're selling something even when we're not intentionally selling something.
Yes.
Your body language is selling something. Your whole look is selling something. We're always a billboard that is a commercial. Always.
Yes.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And so when we're doing that, we want to make sure that we have the right image, not just in our aesthetics, but also in our mindset, all of the things that come along with that. And when you're connecting that to trichology, a lot of us from cosmetology are transitioning into trichology, and we bring that same lackluster into trichology, that same poor image into trichology, because we've been able to build a business in cosmetology, and by happenstance, we've been able to build a business in cosmetology, right? And we think we bring that same, lackluster behavior into trichology, and we can't. So image is at the forefront of everything it is that we do, regardless to what industry that we're in. Why? There we go again with that feedback. Why I chose to partner with you and sow seed into your business? There are many reasons why. The first reason why is because I remember when.
Yeah.
And not only do I remember your win, WHEN, now there's a WIN, right? Not only do I remember yours, I remember mine. And because I remember when, for me, I remember when I was getting started. I remember when I had, a lack of faith, and because I was going off of what I saw and not what I heard God whispering.
Yeah.
I know how hard it is to be an entrepreneur. And so to see when I first met you, without going into detail, the conversations that we had.
Yeah.
And I see you now, I'm going to support that, because what that represents is somebody that is victorious, somebody that found that fight and they stood on what they believed in until they saw it manifest. And for me, that's everything. So when I saw the first time I patronized your business was at Impulse Summit in South Carolina, when I saw you in the parking lot and I'm in the car and I'm like, girl, hey, I like that. I want one of those. I get one of those. Right. And you're like, yeah, girl, I got this and I got this. And so I came to your booth because I gave you my word, and my word is everything. I gave you my word that I was coming. And when I came, I came.
Yeah.
And I patronized you, and I did not hold back when I came and I patronized you. I bought what I wanted, right? And then when I saw you showing up with consistency on your platform, going live and doing your virtual boutiques, I was like, this girl is doing her thing. Like, yeah, she's diversifying her income, and she recognized that she can create real estate inside of her salon to make more money doing that. She's figuring this thing out.
Yeah.
So those are the things that I was thinking, and I want to support that. Why not? I'll go and I'll support a Nordstrom's or a Dillard's or a Neiman's or a Zara or I'll go and I'll support all of that. So why not support you, somebody that I actually know and I understand where my dollars are going?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? So for me, it's about reciprocity. And as a leader, you can see certain things in people. And when I first met you, I would have never imagined that you would have come out of that cocoon the way you did and became the butterfly that you are, right? Not that I didn't believe in it, but it was just, I'm just remembering the conversations and I'm like, girl, no, like, come on, and then to see you like, I'm gonna do this.
Yes.
And paying it forward in that space, paying it forward, and then watching how that manifested for you.
Yeah.
Opening your mind. And just like how we say with our kids is it takes a village, even with adults, it takes a village. We just don't call it a village. We call it networking. We call it community.
Yes.
It's still a village. It's still a village. And as a leader and as someone who still has her own dreams and aspirations and has not accomplished all that I want, I understand the dream.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if I can support somebody with their dream, why not?
Yeah.
Why not? And that's primarily on top of I like the clothes. Like we didn't even get to that.
Praise the Lord.
Right? We didn't get to that because the actual image that I sent you is actually a garment that I bought from you.
Yes. Yeah. When I saw when you had did your photo shoot, I was like, is that my kimono?
Yes, it is.
I was like, come on. I was just like, dang, that looks so stinking cute. I'm like, oh, I love it. And and here's the thing. I know I get on people's nerves when I'm taking videos and asking, to send me stuff, because when you guys are wearing Systa Slay boutique pieces and I see it out there, it does something to my spirit where I just be cheesing all day long, because it was a dream that I've always had. I just didn't know how to get there. And to be able to finally be able to see it manifesting, to be able to finally see people coming and supporting and to have repeats. It's one thing when people buy one piece from you, right? But when they keep coming back buying stuff, that says a lot. It is just like, wow. I guess it's kind of like when we do hair. You do their hair that one time, and when they come back, you're like, oh, they really like their hair. They came back. And it's the same when it comes to the boutique, just stepping out of the box and being able to go into this other adventure that I've always wanted to be able to do and I didn't know how to do, which again, y'all, it takes me back to, you got to be able to get in the room with people that are doing things that you desire to do, and that are doing things that will have you to think otherwise. And every time I go to a class, and when I go to Kai's class, I have met so many different people and been shown so many different things in life that I know I wouldn't have been able to do it on my own. But when you can see other women and other Black women that are very prosperous in their business, and it's so inspirational, it's so motivating, it's so encouraging. And it's like, man, if God did it for them, I know He's going to do it for me. It's just like you said, just being consistent, being able to show up and to just do whatever it is that you are wanting to do, and whatever that may look like. You know what I mean? But you just have to just be able to move. And so, even though it can be so redundant, but I want to just keep saying it all the time, is that no matter what it is that you are wanting to do, whatever your desires are, just do it. If you don't understand, be able to ask. If it comes to the trichology, you don't understand something, just ask. There was many a times I would ask Kai, I'd be like, I don't understand it. Can you repeat it? Can you break it down? And to be able to have someone that is willing to break information down for you, because everybody is at a different learning curve, right? And so if you can get with someone that has the patience to be able to show you and is willing to make sure that you understand the information, you're at a win-win, because everything is so fast paced and everybody is teaching like you can get this so quickly, you can understand this so quickly, but sometimes that might not just be who you are. And so if to know that you can get with someone that is willing to be able to take their time and educate you, man, you're at a win-win. And she is that person, and she's real. Let me be clear on that too. She's a very no nonsense in a good way. She kind of reminds you of Joe Clark. Y'all know how Joe Clark was, right? You know, you smoke crack, don't you? Right? You smoke crack, don't you? Well, then just jump off the roof then. Like, she's that person. She's gonna keep it 100 with you. And that's what I love. Like, I need somebody to be real with me. I need for somebody to be honest, right? Because that's what we want. You don't want someone that's going to be so nice to you. And when you get out there, then you realize, okay, that's not what it is. No, she's going to prepare you for that. And this is what I love. And for y'all that know me, y'all know I'm always the same, no matter what, no matter where we are or who we are around. But it's about being around good, genuine people that want to see you to be able to win. And if you don't understand, ask questions. Okay, y'all. And so I got one more question.
Okay.
Because I know that we are like pressed, and this has been so good. Have you been enjoying yourself, Kai?
Yes, ma'am.
Come on, Jesus. Okay, so this is going to be the last question that I have for you, because I know that you are an author and you are an advocate. And so I know that you have written books about your experiences. What is the message that you hope for your readers and for those that have attended to this live? What would you like for them to take away with your work?
Okay. And so I have a few different things that I do in my work. So as far as trichology is concerned, I want people to take away from that it is empowering and it is powerful because it changes lives, not only your clients, but yours. We extend longevity. We give people more life when we can go in and figure out the silent culprits that's really killing us on a cellular level. And so that is powerful to me, that we can help the people that we serve in that capacity beyond styling hair. As far as the books that I've written, Success Hacks comes to mind, and that doesn't have anything to do with trichology per se. That is just success in general. And I wrote that book during the pandemic. That was something that I birthed during the pandemic because we had time to be still. And every single day I did a vlog, if you will. And so with that, I paired that with scripture. And then did a video in real time. God had me do that over a 30-day period, that I came every night. I came and I expanded on each on each scripture that I wrote on. And that was sharing my actual experience or whatever it was that I was writing on, and how you actually how you overcome your mindset, how you become successful. Success, the metric is different for everyone, right? There's no true definition of what success really is because it's determined by the person, but the mindset has to be in alignment. And so with that work, what I want people to get out of that is that if you desire to have a successful business, you have to elevate the person first, not the business. And people are doing it backwards. People are trying to elevate their businesses. But with a personal business, a personal brand, the person is what's driving the business. And you can only get your business to the altitude that the person flies on. And if the person is not flying high, then you can't expect for the business to be high. And we spend our lives spinning our wheels because we are trying to be successful in business, but we've not considered the person. And when you consider the person and you master the person first, then your business will inevitably take off. That's going to be, something that's going to naturally happen when you focus on you and getting your mindset right, removing those limited beliefs so that you can soar, because we can only fly as high as our beliefs. I don't care what kind of affirmation you read and you repeat it over and over and over again. If you don't believe it, I don't care how many times you repeat it, it is not going to permeate. It's not going to penetrate. And so you're just memorizing something at that point, but you're not believing it. So what I want people to take away from that piece of work that I've done is that you cannot experience real success until you master the person. So it's about self-mastery first before you can be successful anywhere else, in relationships outside of you, in businesses, in anything that extends from you. If you're in a jacked up relationship with yourself, nothing that leaves you will be successful.
You know what? This is going to end on a perfect note, because my last question for you, which you don't even have to say anything, was vision for the future. And she just summed it up. You basically got to have confidence, you got to have clarity, and you got to get unstuck. You got to be able to have those three components where you're working on yourself to where you can then be able to move forward. But first, working on you, because once you work on you, then that's when you believe in you. When you believe in you, then that's when you can start creating and seeing the vision and being able to move forward in the future. Everything you just said on your last statement was perfect for my last question that you had already summed up, was vision and for the future. I want to say thank you so much for taking out the time for joining Slay and sipping on the Thickum edition. This was absolutely phenomenal. I would love to be able to have you back on the show again. This was so dope. Is there anything that you want to say or close out before you leave?
Yes, ma'am. I want to wish you much success in all that you're doing, many blessings, and continue on the path to what it is that you're doing so that you can see all the things that you desire, all the things that you've envisioned, that you have imagined. You can see those things manifest. Don't stop. And thank you for having me on the platform tonight.
And on that note, bloop, bloop, baby. Bloop, bloop, baby. Come on, Jesus. So thank you so much, Kai. I love you. I love you. I love you so much, girl. And we about to end it on this note. Peace. Love you. Bloop, bloop.
I like to know why. Because I want you to understand what's really happening with your clients. Your clients who are coming into you are not coming into you because they have hair loss. They think they are. But it is your job to change that conversation, for them to understand that this is not hair loss. This is your body speaking loudly to you through your hair, and I'm here to interpret the language that your body is speaking. Whatever it is that you've been called to be, you're going to be able to be that once you leave me. I'm going to empower you to speak to your doctor so that you can get the help that you need.
I am here. I'm coming to get all this knowledge because I am going to pour it out, and I'm open and ready to move forward. So that's why I'm here.
Mita akin na Houston, Kukai Smith,
vou aprendendo uma mais bonita mesmo, então me está experienciando algo mais bonito.
This is the beginning for you.